with a plea and a needle. Healthcare workers around the nation are welcoming the COVID-19 vaccine.
I want to inspire people, especially the patients that look like me and I take care of every day, that it's okay to get vaccinated. It's safe.
This morning, when Washingtonians can expect to get the vaccine.
The yearly flu shot requires one encounter with a needle, but the much anticipated COVID-19 vaccine will require 2 shots. This morning, we explain why.
Snow arrives today just in time for your morning commute. I'll let you know how much piles up and what that means as you head home from work.
With gyms closed and the weather getting cold, a health expert said you can still get fit by staying consistent and creative.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
It is 6 o'clock, and we want to know, if you were given the chance, would you get the coronavirus vaccine? This morning, we want to hear from you. You can vote right now on our KREM 2 Twitter page, and we'll be checking on that throughout the morning to see what you think. You can see the early numbers here, 62.1% saying yes, compared to 28.4% saying no, and about 9.5% saying, I don't know yet, haven't decided. Of course, we expect that number to change as more details come out, more information comes in. But yeah, Dana Marie, the overwhelming majority seems to be saying yes, they will get the vaccine.
Exactly, and it's a good question to be asking this morning as so much information is coming out as the vaccine is being distributed around the world. Many healthcare leaders are very excited about it, but of course we still have people here, 28.4% of our viewers are saying no, so some people are not feeling as confident there, but we're going to be checking in on those results.
And if you have any strong opinions, feel free to write to us as well. 509-448-2000, that line is always open. We always see your messages come through either way. Let's turn our attention to another piece of science, the meteorological variety. Jeremy, what are we expecting on our Tuesday morning forecast?
Oh, it is a wild Tuesday morning forecast, and it's all because of temperatures, not just here, but in the atmosphere up and overhead. And that really plays a role in what we see early on this morning. Right now, it's right around freezing down here at the surface, and we are starting to see those thicker clouds move in. Notice it kind of looks like it's hanging down. To me, that is a sign that we have moisture in the air. When it starts to get a bit hazy, that's a sign that we have some light snow falling. There's a direct correlation between visibility and intensity of snowfall. It's one of my favorite things to observe. Now, when you're looking at these temperatures, everybody's right around freezing, if not slightly above it this morning. So for some, the onset of today's snowfall will start out as a bit of a wintry mix, maybe a little bit of raindrops in there. But notice it's starting to move into Spokane. You're going, wait, where is it? I haven't seen it flying just yet. It will start making its way down to the surface here in the next hour. But I think the bulk of this really starts to get going when we're already all safely at work. Whoops. I pushed the wrong button and we're on to the next one. So here's how I think it plays out. Snow starts flying around 7. By about 9 or so is when the heavier snow starts. Continues through the day, but look at those temperatures climbing into the upper 30s. I think by the evening commute, it's just a slushy, sloppy kind of mess after about an inch of snow accumulates on the ground. And Joshua, I don't know about you, but for me, that's okay.
Yeah.
At least it's not rain today.
Not today.
Not today.
But we know it's coming.
All right.
We'll see you back here in a few minutes, Jeremy. Today is the first day that we will see the first person in Washington receive the Pfizer vaccine. UW-Medicine will do a soft launch for a select group of healthcare workers at 11 a.m. Washington, by the way, has received 62,000 doses so far.
The first group to get it is known as 1A. It includes healthcare workers in high-risk settings, patients, first responders, and staff at long-term care facilities.
It's tight right now. 62,000 doses of vaccine is not enough for that whole 1A group, which is at least 500,000 people in that 1A group. So it's going to take a while for us to have enough vaccine to everyone.
Here's what happens next. The people vaccinated this week will get their second dose about 3 weeks from now. Pfizer's vaccine is only approved for people 16 years of age and older. Next month, studies will look into whether the vaccine is safe for pregnant women and children. 50 million Americans are expected to be vaccinated by the end of the month. Most won't get it until at least this spring. Officials say they have purchased enough doses to vaccinate every American by the end of June. But that relies on other companies being as successful as Pfizer in getting the FDA approval. The FDA advisory panel will meet Thursday to discuss Moderna's emergency use request.
Now, this week, 62,400 doses will be delivered here in Washington. But where exactly are they going? We have confirmed there are about 8,700 coming to eastern Washington, with most coming to Spokane County. More than 10,000 will land in King County.
The State Department of Health will host 2 virtual meetings to answer your questions about the safety and development of the vaccine. The first one is tonight at 5 p.m. The second event is in Spanish on Thursday. You have to register for the meetings in advance on the Department of Health's website.
And with the COVID-19 vaccine finally officially in Washington state, one place we all might see doses available to the public soon is Fred Meyer. Nicole Hernandez joins us live now to explain. Good morning, Nicole.
And good morning, Joshua. So eventually it could be as easy as literally just walking into our local Fred Meyer store to get that COVID-19 vaccine. Now, that's not happening yet, but the store does say that they are planning on giving out the COVID-19 vaccine eventually. Their plan is to work with the local and state health departments to make that happen. Now, of course, timing on when this will happen depends on the government's vaccine rollout plan. In their statement, though, a pharmacist with the company said vaccines here could happen in the, quote, very near future. Until then, though, you can still get antibody tests done here at our local Fred Meyer stores. And Fred Meyer is not the only business that is planning on dosing out these vaccines, of course. Other big companies like CVS Pharmacies and Walgreens are planning on joining in on giving out those vaccines as well eventually. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, over in Idaho, they're on track to receive at least 13,000 doses of the coronavirus vaccine. The first shipment is set to arrive by the end of this week. The vaccine is being distributed to 7 local public health districts. The locations were chosen based on the number of healthcare workers in each district. Like in Washington, healthcare staff, COVID patients, and long-term care facility workers are among the first to receive a shot. The state expects to get another 89,000 vaccines in the second and third shipments. Well, when it comes to the general public to be vaccinated, it should not cost anything, insurance or not. This is because the federal government invested $10 billion in vaccine development and distribution. Medical providers can charge a fee for giving shots, but insurance companies are expected to cover that. You may have to file a claim, though. If you don't have insurance, that fee should be covered by the CARES Act, Provider Relief Fund.
Now, those of us who choose to get the Pfizer vaccine will need 2 doses, one now and one in 3 weeks from now. Our sister station in Atlanta explains why.
When your lawnmower has been sitting in the garage all winter, the engine needs a little encouragement before it starts working again. Sometimes your body's immune system is the same way. You've probably noticed that the most advanced candidates for a COVID-19 vaccine will require 2 doses. It's not uncommon. Many vaccines require more than 1 dose. Let's explore why. Different vaccines teach your body how to recognize and combat different diseases. One lesson may be enough, but not always.
There may be some proportion of people who are protected, but you may not have an optimal proportion of people who are protected.
Like hitting the primer on a cold lawnmower, sometimes your immune system needs a little added boost to fight some diseases. The first dose of a vaccine does the priming, then comes another dose.
The second dose is more to ensure that everyone gets that full response, and so you can see a lot of variability from vaccine to vaccine.
Your body produces more antibodies with that second shot, along with an ample supply of memory cells that remind your body how to fight a particular illness years later.
You have immune cells that then get stimulated and make more immune cells that are more ready to deal with the invader.
Sometimes multiple doses are taken several weeks apart. Sometimes it's years apart. Those memory cells don't last forever. After the initial round of tetanus shots, it's recommended you get another booster round every 10 years.
And for the latest information on the COVID vaccine, all you have to do is text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000. We'll get you the latest information right to your phone. So coming up this morning here on Up with KREM, a Facebook post highlighting Spokane's new police officers is gaining some attention online. After the break, we explain why former Seattle PD are now in Spokane.
And we are taking a look at snow starting to come down. It's a few light flakes early on this morning. I think it remains that way right on through the morning commute. I'll let you know when the heavy stuff arrives.